Welcome back to the Purple Podcast. This is episode number 22 now. I am your host, Austin Eisert, and I'm happy to be in the booth today. Looking forward to it. I know I did mention something on the Instagram story about how I was not feeling well this week, which was true. That is why this episode is coming out on Thursday at this point. There's also some other things going on in terms of what we're trying to do or what I'm trying to do with the podcast going forward, because I think the episodes were just getting a little too long. It would feel like I would go through a little intro, talk about some other stuff that wasn't necessarily sports related, which I want to do as well, but I would then get into basically the college football week, and then by the time I got to the NFL football, I was just worn the hell out. It was like 45 minutes in, and I was like, I should be much more excited to talk about the Dolphins game right now. I mean, not with last week, but we'll have another episode for that. That's basically what I'm getting at. We're going to split these episodes up. I thought about maybe doing 3 short ones, like even separate college and NFL up, but we're not going to do that this week. I think I'll try to get that one out to you all tomorrow. I got a pretty free schedule in terms of work tomorrow, so I should be able to make that work, but today we're going to do something that's not the college football landscape or the NFL football. We will touch on the Thursday night game because I will technically miss that by not doing that episode tonight or earlier. But that's why we're here on Thursday. I am feeling better today, right in time. My birthday is actually tomorrow, so I'll be having a little birthday podcast for you guys and everything. But expect that going forward. What we're going to do with this one's going to be less sports related. There will be like other sports, but the main topic of like football essentially is going to be a completely separate podcast going forward. So I'm going to aim to have 2 out to you all each week. Obviously, with me, I can't hold myself to it. Shit happens. I was sick. I didn't feel great this week, and I'm just busy. It's not a full-time job. I'm going to do my best. I do love doing it, and I don't want to force anything out to you all. So I prepped this episode probably on Tuesday. I would say wasn't feeling great even then. It probably started on Sunday, to be honest, but wasn't feeling great Tuesday. Got into yesterday. Wasn't going to happen. It's like I would not have been able to bring the right type of energy to that one. So we're here on Thursday. It's a happy day. It's Friday Eve. My birthday's tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Not much going on this weekend. I don't know yet, but I'll figure something out. But anyways, we'll kind of hop into this one. We'll stick with this weekend and fun. So a little late on that as well. But Friday night, didn't get into much. Watched Rings of Power during that day at some point. So we'll touch on that a little bit later, but watch that. Took it easy, had a couple drinks. My girlfriend was out of town. She was in Buffalo still. Played some Xbox, but hung in the house, did my thing. But moving into Saturday, headed out to Bros Older Than Dirt, Joe's Older Than Dirt. Got to rep my cords out because we're in that kind of weather now. So my corduroys, if you are not aware of what cords are. But that had me some brisket chili and a bucket of high noons. Great way to start the day, aside from the Cats' loss, which we'll touch on tomorrow a bit more. Won't go too far into that game, but sad way to lose that one. Really felt like we should have came out of that game. Ended up coming back over to my place following that with the people I had met out there. Watched some more games here and then a special thing happened. So I think I need to shout that out, especially because both of these people have been on the podcast before and they're very close friends of mine. Michael Meredith asked me to be a groomsman in his wedding, and I'm incredibly grateful for it, incredibly appreciative. Cannot wait to be a part of your guys' special day. So thank you for considering me. Love you all. Looking forward to it. We still have a ways to go, but it's going to be an absolute blast, and I truly do appreciate it. And can't thank you enough for considering me in that kind of regards. So thank you guys. Love you guys. Looking forward to it. After that, we ended up doing our drinking thing at Tin Roof, and that was a pretty scary night. I'm going to be honest. A little too much drinking that night. A rough Sunday. Sunday scaries were hitting hard. Was out a little too late. Ended up waking up at 3 p.m. So, man, didn't even get to catch the 1 o'clock window games. Pretty bad performance of me in terms of, a Sunday watching of fun. So, yeah, didn't get up till 3 p.m., caught the other games, didn't feel great all day. I think I was coming down with the sickness at that point or whatever I have. I've tested negative for COVID twice, so that's not what it is. So I guess it's just a little fall funk. You know how it gets. It is my favorite season of the year, but I guess it's just that transition. Body's adjusting, and I just caught a little bit of a sickness with it. Other than that, we caught House of Dragon that night. So those two shows are going on. That's what we're following contemporarily. I don't know if that's even the correct use of that word, but it makes sense. Let's act like it does. But that's what we've been following. And this next segment, moving on from This Weekend in Fun, will actually be the TV and film segment. So first thing I want to touch on is that Rings of Power episode number 6 now, titled Udun. And what an episode it was. I'm not 100% sure on everyone's affiliation or love for the Tolkien world. Me, myself, am very, very in love with it. Grew up watching the movies, Lord of the Rings, of course. So I was greatly anticipating this show and looking forward to it. And I mean, I'm definitely biased in saying that like I've really loved it. I'm sure there's some people that aren't, they don't love it the most because it's not their bag, but I absolutely love it, truly been enjoying it, and this episode was insane. So if you've been following, these are spoilers. Hopefully you've seen the last episode. I'll go ahead and do like the spoiler alert that for this and House of Dragon because there will be spoilers. But anyways, this episode began out with Arondir, so he's the elf who is helping the Southlanders. Basically them versus Adar and the orcs. You kind of felt it coming. Momentum was building up towards that battle. First thing we see is, they break into the village where they're at, and you don't necessarily know what's going to happen. You're thinking, are they all hiding out, ready to, ambush the orcs now that they've came in? Turns out they have fled to a town, but Arondir's still there and drops this whole tower on top of a bunch of orcs. So takes them out, buys them some time to reconvene, get ready for the battle. So that pushes off the orcs initially, of course, and then I guess I'm not sure the exact time of when it comes down to it, but they end up coming back a few days later to that town. They have another little ambush trap set up. They kill all the people. They win this battle. They're stoked, fighting through the night. You're feeling good. And then, something turns. You can tell the music gets a little just like dull and sad to some extent. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but it drops down. The tone of it is like, oh shit, what happened? Something's off. Something's wrong. And they find out actually the people they had battled and killed, yeah, they killed a few orcs in it and they were with them, but the Southlanders that had joined the orcs were dressed up as orcs, so they basically killed a lot of their own in the battle, or killed all their own in the battle. And then most of the orcs were ready to ambush them. So, change of tides. Now the orcs have the upper hand. Arondir's girl, I can't think of her name. That's horrible right now. I think it's like Bronwyn, maybe. She gets shot by an arrow. They flee back into the keep, where it's pretty much, it feels like it's over. They're basically just trying to save her life at that point. The orcs break in, and then of course you have the Númenóreans, Galadriel, Halbrand, and Elendil coming in with a very Lord of the Rings-esque save the day, Deus Machina kind of thing. The sunlight creeps in, they storm in, take over the orcs, and save the day. At that point, Adar flees with that, I guess, the hilt that was supposed to be some sort of key to enslave or trap the Southlanders forever. He's fleeing away on horse to, I guess, seal the deal. Not exactly sure what to say, but to fulfill whatever Sauron's need was in that time, where Galadriel and Halbrand end up chasing after him, tackling him down, taking the hilt from him. The day is saved. We've won. We have the hilt. He hasn't escaped. Adar is captured. He is chained up. The orcs are captured as well, some of them. Then you start hearing them, before that, prior to that, Galadriel has her little interrogation of Adar, which is where we find out that he is an Uruk, so basically a twisted elf that was turned into some kind of monster. So the Urukai, that's what they end up being later. So cool little callback to that, or not even a callback, but it's like he was the first of his kind, an elfin orc to some extent. So cool stuff in that. He always has this demeanor about him where he feels like he hasn't lost, or like, he's still straight, even though he's captured. The orcs are captured. You hear this in Galadriel. She has her turn at getting really pissy at him. She says his kind were a mistake and all that. So pretty intense stuff there. You end up hearing, the orcs, they start chanting this word, Udun. They doing that scary shit, and they did Nampot before. I always love saying that. It's been really fun hearing their chants. They're spooky as hell. They're probably the scariest villain or like group of villains that I've seen in movies so far, or in my time, or what I think, my opinion anyways. But yeah, Arondir ends up coming up to Theo because he almost gives away the hilt, or he does give away the hilt. He feels bad about it. He gives away the hilt when they break into the keep. So he's ashamed of himself, and then he says he's feeling lost because he felt powerful with it. So he was being tempted by the darkness at all times as well. Arondir gives it to him, says, "Here, be rid of it," basically. So give it to the Númenóreans to take away, so they'll throw it in the ocean on their way back to Númenor. Music is intensifying. Theo looks in. It is not a hilt, but it is a little hatchet. So Adar has basically switched them prior to us knowing. And Waldreg, the little Southlander who has, pledged his allegiance to Sauron and has always been a dark side of those people, has it and fulfills out the mission, essentially, where we see, all these tunnels they've been digging have been meant to carry the water up to the mountain or the volcano, and thus creating Mount Doom and Mordor. So very Pompeii-ish end to it, where the volcano erupts, blasts, spreads darkness all over the lands. And that's where we're left. So very excited for this next episode. This was the real feet and legs of this episode, or of this series so far. Wild stuff in just the grand scheme of the Tolkien Middle-earth world Mordor is created. So when does Sauron come back? When does he, kind of make his appearance finally? Who knows? But I'm looking forward to it. Excited for it. The new episode's going to be coming out midnight tonight. So yeah, like I said, looking forward to that. On to House of Dragon, Driftmark. There's a lot that went on to this one. Of course, Damon's wife just died. They're at this funeral. I'm just going to read this quote. It's from the New York Times, so I'm going to, no plagiarism, guys, but it says, funerals are rarely happy occasions anywhere, but this week's House of Dragon reminded us, as the body of the deceased tumbled into the sea and her brother wandered in after it, as one cousin got inappropriately wasted, as another stole a dragon, and then fought his half-nephews, breaking the nose of one of them and getting his own eye slashed out in return, as the drunk cousin accused his half-nephews of being illegitimate, breaking the seal on a dark, if open, family secret, as the sister-in-law took a dagger to her stepdaughter, who had just returned from sleeping with her uncle, as the parents came downstairs to find a man they assumed was their son burning in the fireplace, that things are a little extra in Westeros. No doubt that's the best way to kind of summarize this episode. A lot of shit happened, and this is where we're starting to see that, that real divide. Alicent has fully exposed herself in that she is power fucking hungry. I can't stand her character, to be honest. She married her way in after the king had lost his wife. Birth kids, I guess they have a birthright in that they're the first son, but let's be progressive, guys. Let there be a queen on the Iron Throne. And Alicent, she acts like she has some kind of entitlement to the throne. Fuck off. Like, you sleazed your way in, popped out some kids. You haven't, loved this man. she is just power hungry. She doesn't deserve it. I'm not a big fan of Alicent. Poor Viserys. He's just trying to have like a happy family, but everyone around him's a bunch of snakes, and that's the that's kind of the theme of these shows anyways, is it's just all politics with dragons to some extent. There's some really dumb things that happen, but overall it has been interesting. It could be so much easier if y'all just like didn't have to fight about fucking everything. Who the hell wants to be king anyways? That shit seems like it sucks. I mean, everyone in the position to even take the crown is already in a fucking fantastic position anyways. Like, just fucking be happy, you douchebags. It's not that tough, but apparently it is. So, and came towards the end of it. We're going to have a lot of things happening soon. We have two sides at this point. I don't know what Viserys is going to do. He's somehow still alive. I thought he was going to be dead. Once we did, but prior to the time jump, he collapsed. So I thought he was over and done for, but the divide is happening. Daemon and Rhaenyra are now, married. They're together. That's going to be a team along with like the sea snake, I guess, as well as, I can't think of her name right now, but it is the Viserys' basically sister, and then Alicent, her, the hand. We got a lot going on, so it should be interesting. Things are picking up there as well. It ends on a very, very, interesting note, and I was going to be pissed the fuck off. I truly was. If Rhaenyra, had her husband, Laenor, if she would have had him killed off, actually, which, in the book it says he does, but it's supposed to be a historical account, so people are supposed to think they were dead. That's what the history books would say. So he very well could have escaped. There's definitely some bit of gray where you can use your imagination, but that's the way they took it in the show for sure, because we see him escaping out. Initially, when you think that he's burnt dead in a fire, his family, his mom is wailing over his dead body after just losing her daughter as well. Tough week, man. This world kind of stinks. People are dying all over the place. Very, very brutal. Not a lot of happiness, to be honest. So maybe that's a part of it that I just don't love, because there's not a lot of encouraging stuff. It just shows you how flawed everyone is, which there's a realistic aspect of that. I think the point is that everyone is flawed to some extent, but still give me some fucking people to root for, to to some extent, man. Damn, and I actually liked Laenor and Sir Carl. They're just kind of doing their own thing. They've had their issues in itself. Like Laenor, he abandoned his wife, but he was trying to be better in the end. So that's why I was going to be really pissed if Rhaenyra killed him off after he had that speech where he's like, "You deserve better. I'm going to be here for you." But in the end, they kill some random being, which happens a lot in this show, where the royals stomp all over just regular ass people, and that's probably how it went as well, with no regard to their lives. So anyways, Laenor and Sir Carl do escape. I wonder what happens to them going forward. When do they come back? I don't know. We'll see, but things moving forward there, that will come out on Sunday, and I'll watch it. So that'll do it with those two shows. In terms of, some spooky season as we are in, you definitely need some spooky shows. Me and Dana have been watching Dahmer, which, I have some gripes with. It's fine for this spooky season. I'm enjoying it. I can't lie. I am enjoying it, but I definitely have some gripes because it just doesn't feel right to embellish and assume so much of what happened and what's going on, and it was going to be controversial. I'm surprised it was made, but I guess it was kind of a surefire hit because there's just a polarization factor to the Dahmer story, and also the American Horror Story connection, that director or whatever you want to call him, as well as I can't think of his name, the guy who plays the main character or plays Jeffrey Dahmer. So you knew it was probably going to blow up, and it has. It's been enjoyable to watch. We'll keep watching it. So that is one to watch. I just had to get out my my gripes with it and just say I don't necessarily love how they really went for it and are telling like so much of this story that like it's like this isn't obvious. This is obviously not factual, and like because of what actually fucking happened and like how terrible of a person he was. I just don't love like the liberties that they've taken with some of the storytelling. Other things in terms of I guess movies, Smile, that's one I want to kind of go see. The marketing for that's been pretty cool with like the baseball games. They just have a play or like a stationed person just smiling behind the camera the whole time or behind home plate the whole time. So that's pretty cool. Halloween Ends. I really like the Halloween movies. They really put you in the mood. So I'll watch that. I didn't love the last one, but they are what they are. They'll be fun. It's worth watching. Pearl, I don't know what to think about that. I will probably watch it. She is a character that was in the movie X, which I did see last year. It had Kid Cudi in it. She was the old woman at that point. So this is supposed to be like a prequel so as to show like how she became what she is, I guess. And then Hellraiser, I've seen a lot of things about lately. That's that one where it's like it almost looks like a mannequin with like needles poked into its head and stuff. I can't really know I don't really know how to describe it, but that's one I might want to check out. So I'll look more into that. We'll see if I see them. If I do, I'll get back to you all and let you know. But those are some to keep on the watch list or something. Check them out. It'd be worth it. It's spooky season. Get in the mood, guys. Get a pumpkin candle rolling. Watch some scary movies. Get a little scared. So yeah, that'll do it in terms of TV and film. Next thing, let's move on to some gaming notes. I've been playing NBA 2K23. I actually think it's a really, really good game. I don't love like the movement on the city, and like I always love skateboarding games, so they give you a skateboard, which is cool. I just wish like the movement was better. It kind of stinks. But overall, the actual game, like the shit that actually matters, has been really good, really fun. I haven't grinded like a My Player probably since honestly sophomore year of college, and I don't even think I grinded it that hard then. So it's been really fun. I've always loved My Player, just haven't gotten into it lately, but this 2K is really fun, really enjoying that. So if you are a 2K player, definitely check that one out. Madden 23, I've played it. I have it, so I can tell you right now, you don't need to get it. I love football. I just wish every year that it was better. Like it's still fun. It's still the game. It's what you would expect. You can still play it, but it doesn't keep me for that long. I'll be honest. Like it's already like on the back burner. It's not really the one that I'm diving into. So whatever, you can try it out. Other notes in that, I'm probably going to download Elden Ring with all this like medieval TV I've been watching. And I would love to grind that. So Elden Ring is calling my name. I'm probably going to download that one. FIFA 23. Am I going to spend money on another sports game? Shit, man, I just might have to. I got a lot of buddies who are grinding FIFA, so I'll probably get around to it. I just feel like I've been spending money like a slut lately. I don't know. Not to slut shame anyone, but I've been spending way too much money lately, and can I really spend another $60-$70 on a video game? Probably because probably is the answer, because I'm currently in the market for a PS5. I'm looking for it. I want to get one just for like the exclusives and try those games out. I'm trying to get more into gaming, like I've said. Well, just like presenting content gaming wise. So once I move within the next, I guess, month or two, that's when I'm going to really try to sit down and start pushing that as well. So we'll see. I'm not going to, like I always say, I'm not going to hold myself to it because things can obviously come up and I don't have all the time in the world, but it's something I definitely want to do, and getting that PS5 would be really cool as well. You can finance it too. So like I could pay like $30 a month for like 18 months to get it. So that doesn't really hurt my feelings. I could definitely do that. It makes the initial hit a lot, less. You can kind of put it off and, spread it out and everything like that. There's no interest either. So I think it makes sense. I signed up for 2 like Amazon. I guess there's like request by invite. So I have to be invited to like buy it. I'll find out if I get that tomorrow. So that'd be a pretty good birthday gift if I get like invited to buy it, and that'd be able to finance it. I could have bought one earlier this week. And I actually helped one of my buddies get one just through this like drop link. You got to follow the Twitter accounts that are telling you when there's new stock, because it's been so hard to get PS5s. But honestly relatively easy got it. So he was able to get himself one he had been looking for a while. So happy for him. Shout out Spoonie C. Horlick. But yeah, I think I'll try to do that. I'd rather finance it and try, instead of like buy. I don't want to drop $500 on the console right now. So we'll see with that how that's going. But I'll do pretty much everything gaming wise. I'm probably going to game some more tonight as well. So add me, Austin Izard, on Xbox. Moving on to our MLB update here, we do have the playoffs, and I'm bad because I don't even have the MLB playoffs set up or pulled up on my computer. I will be able to do it pretty quick here, and I'll just, keep talking here. Anyways, we see the postseason is locked in. The wild card race is the wild card games are starting this weekend. On Friday tomorrow. So tomorrow, actually. So that's exciting. We're going to have a series between the Seattle Mariners and the Toronto Blue Jays. The winner of that game or that series, 3-game series, will be playing the Astros, who are the 1 seed in the AL. Then the Guardians and the Tampa Bay Rays. That's a 3-6 matchup. Will be playing. The winner of that will move on to play the Yankees. Aaron Judge just hit the 63rd home run, so he has the AL record for most home runs in a season. A lot of people have been contemplating, debating, talking about saying basically, is this the real record since all the other records in the NL, those are the only ones that are higher. The NL ones were contributed by like steroids. So is this the real record? People have been going back and forth on it. I mean, I guess my stance on it, no. It's not the real record, but I feel a lot better about this one. I feel nice. This is baseball. Way to go, man. You didn't cheat. Go Aaron Judge. Good for you. Looking at the NL side, the Phillies at 6 playing against the Cardinals, the 3. That winner of that game will play the Atlanta Braves, who have been smoking hot to defend their title. Then the Padres and the Mets will be playing to see who plays the Dodgers, who just won like 111 games, I think, in the regular season. Pretty wild in that. Who am I going to take? I'll take the Rays against the Guardians, so we'll have an AL East matchup. 3 teams from the AL East in here, kind of to be expected. The Jays and the Mariners, those are the 2 teams that I kind of like would root for in the playoff picture this year. I'm going to go with the Mariners in that one just because that's the team I want to go for mostly. Phillies, Cardinals, I think the Cardinals are going to take that one. And then the Mets, Padres. The Mets have been really sliding down the end, so let's take the Padres in that series. I really want to see the Dodgers and Braves in the NLCS. I think that will be a insane matchup. I think the winner of the NL ends up winning. So I think honestly, I think the Braves or the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers. I think those are the 2 teams. I think whichever team comes out of that wins the World Series. Honestly, I don't have a lot of faith in the Yankees as that 2 seed. The Astros are good, so I think I've been saying it all year long. The Astros are just going to beat the Yankees again. So let's see if that happens. So I'm going to call an Astros. Let's do an Astros-Dodgers World Series. How boring, dude. It's happened. It's already happened before. That stinks. So I'm not rooting for it, but that's what I'm kind of going to go with, what's going to happen there. Moving on to my Cubbies, let's wrap up a little bit of that season. This isn't like a full in-depth wrap-up. I don't know if I'll get to an episode where I do that. But anyways, the Cubs do finish the year 74-88. We don't lose 90 games, which is great. We finished the season winning 12 of our last 15 games. Over the second half of the season, we go 39-31, which is pretty crazy because we play however many less games, but we win 4 more. In the first half, we go 35-57. Second half, 39-31. That's 557 baseball. You play 557 baseball, and you are in the playoffs typically. So I have a lot of hope for this team going forward. It sucks, man, because I don't think Wilson's going to be a part of it. I think we saw our last game of him in a Cubs uniform, but thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you, Wilson, for your time. We'll see if you're still back, man. There's going to be talks Please don't go and replace Yadier Molina. Do not play for the Cardinals. I would cry, maybe. No, not really, but man, that would suck cocks. Like COX Cox. That would suck cocks if Wilson went to the Cardinals. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But the Cubs, we looked really good down the stretch, and we're playing with I saw something said they call us a 4A baseball team. So you're not necessarily a AAA baseball team, but you're surely not an MLB team. Our roster was slight down the backstretch, which, gives us a lot of hope for David Ross continuing as our manager, as well as this team just going forward in general. So a lot of exciting things. I'm still proud to be a Cubs fan. Love the way we finished out that season. You got to feel good about it. Like, as it goes, you look at a 35-57 team before the break, you're feeling pretty shitty. Great second half to finish it out strong and give us some hope and light going into the next season. Other sports news, the Chelsea Blues sitting at, 4-1-2 right now in the Premier League. Graham Potter, the Blues manager, the new manager, is now 2-0 in his, first two games. We beat Crystal Palace 2-1. I think that was on Saturday. I'm probably mistaken there. But yesterday we played Milan in a Champions League match and win 3-0. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scoring in both of those matches. Wesley Fofana, I think he got a little hurt. He might be out for maybe 4 to 6 weeks. Don't quote me on it. But I think he's going to be out for a little bit of time, and Reece James scores as well against Milan. So 3-0 victory. It's our first Champions League win of the year. Can we bring it together and end up, coming out of our group stage? It doesn't look great for us, but we'll continue to follow that. NHL preseason is going on. I think I was incorrect in saying the season started last time or on last episode. The Blackhawks are currently 1-3. Haven't watched any of it, honestly. I might be able to at some point. I would love to watch some games. I'd like to get a lot more into hockey and be able to follow teams. So I'm going to try to do that. Bulls, they lost their first preseason game against the Pelicans. Zion Williamson is back. Preseason, who cares? The NHL team or the NHL season will start on the 12th of October, so coming up in about a week from now. And then the NBA season will start on the 19th of October, so about 2 weeks from now. Looking forward to it. I think I'm going to do NBA Game Pass, or at least NBA Team Pass, because I would love to just be able to watch all the Bulls games I want. Having MLB Pass this year was great as a Cubs fan, and as someone who's going to be wanting to make some kind of content regarding my teams and following them, I think it's probably something that I should do. It's not that expensive either. I could pay like $90 and that'll cover the whole season. So I'm probably going to do that. I'm going to follow the team a bit more this year. Blackhawks, I'll follow them as much as I can as well. But those are two things looking forward to coming up. And then the week after that, we'll have Call of Duty, guys. So a lot of things coming on. Looking forward to it. The final thing I want to touch on today is our Thursday night football game. Like I said, I'm going to cover this now because the next just pure football episode is going to be tomorrow. But Thursday night football, we have the Broncos and the Colts. Not super exciting by any means, but the Broncos come into the game -3. Russell Wilson finally had a good game fantasy-wise last week, so I'm going to stay riding with him on one of my fantasy teams. Over at 42, I think I'm taking the under on that one, lads. And Broncos -3, I think I would take that as well. I haven't been betting lately just because we had some rough weeks and it just wasn't worth the anger and frustration. But that's what I would take in this one. I would take the under, maybe first half under. I always like first half unders more just because the second half can go fucking bonkers at any point. And Broncos -3, I don't feel great about it, I promise you. Just because neither of those teams have shown me any bit of consistency. But that Broncos defense is real, and they're pretty mean. So we'll see. I'm going to take the Broncos -3, under 42. Don't know what the first half line is, but I would take the first half under too. I think that's probably a safer bet than the total game over or under. But that'll basically conclude it. Like I said, tomorrow's my birthday. We're getting into Friday. It's the weekend, guys. I'm feeling better than I have been all week long, so Thank you for the understanding, the patience, but we got a new episode out. This one is at 35 minutes. I feel fucking great. This is going to be good, guys. I promise you, this is going to be good. We had all this. We got a great bit of content in. It wasn't all sports related. It covered some of the things I love, TV, film, gaming, things like that. Some other sports we did get into that, as well as a little weekend wrap up. We'll try to get this one out a little sooner in the week typically, I think. I think this might be the Monday nighter, and then we'll do our football wrap-up on Tuesdays. I think that makes sense, but don't hold me to it. I don't mind missing this Thursday game, so maybe this is the order. Maybe we do like a Thursday and Friday deal. But however it happens, I'm going to try to get those two to you. One purely football-related. The other one, media, content, film, TV, gaming, as well as, some other sports news that I won't do as much of a deep dive into every single game. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, 36 minutes now. Glad to be back in. I think this process is going to be great. So I'm excited for it. Thank you all for listening. I really do appreciate it. Love you all. Love all the support. Look forward to, this weekend in fun, as well as the football games coming up. So excited for it. Looking forward to it. Purple Podcast, episode number 22. Peace.